Prince Harry's Nottingham Cottage claim debunked after inconsistency highlighted. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex recalled the time they spent in their first home together during the 4th episode of their Netflix series. As newlyweds, Prince Harry and Meghan Markle lived at Nottingham Cottage, one of the royal homes on the grounds of Kensington Palace. The Duke of Sussex had lived in the cottage since 2013, transforming it into a bachelor pad before his now-wife moved in 4 years later. Harry and Meghan looked back on their first home during the 4th episode of their Netflix series, describing it as a chapter in our lives where I don't think anyone could believe what it was actually like behind the scenes. Harry said, "As far as people were concerned, we were living in a palace. And we were. In a cottage." Together, with Meghan, he added, "We were living on palace grounds." The Duchess continued, "Kensington Palace sounds very regal. Of course it does. It says palace in the name, but Nottingham Cottage was so small. The whole thing's on a slight lean," Harry added. "Really low ceilings, I don't know who was there before. They must have been short." Meghan recalled, "He would hit his head constantly in that place because he's so tall." While the Duke claimed he did not know who was there before, royal watchers have been quick to point out that Nottingham Cottage had particularly well-known tenants before the Sussexes moved in. Marlene Koenig, a historian who has spent decades researching European royalty, tweeted, "Nottingham Cottage was designed by Sir Christopher Wren. Harry says he doesn't know who lived in it before him. The previous tenants were his brother and sister-in-law and baby George. His Aunt Jane and Uncle Robert lived there, as well as the late Duke and Duchess of Gloucester." Similarly, keen-eyed fans questioned Harry's remark. One tweeted, "Imagine complaining that Nottingham Cottage is small and isn't fit for you when Prince William, who is the highest member of the royal family, lives there with his wife and Prince George for quite a lot of time." Another posted, "Harry claims he doesn't know who lived at Nottingham Cottage before him, but they must have been short because the ceilings are so low. Wasn't that where Will and Kate lived? Ah yes, super short W&C." And a third added, "Remember when William and Catherine lived at Nottingham Cottage with Prince George before the other people? I don't remember them complaining about how small it was." #Harry and Meghan Netflix. Nottingham Cottage is one of the smaller homes on the grounds of Kensington Palace. Unlike other properties on the estate, the cottage is thought to have only 2 bedrooms, a reception room, a kitchen, a bathroom and a small garden. Long before the Sussexes took up residence at the home, it housed then Princess Elizabeth and Princess Margaret's governess, Marion Crawford, who lived at the Grace and Favour property upon her retirement in 1948. However, when the publication of her book The Little Princesses in 1950 saw the royal family turn against her, she vacated the property. In the years that followed, the cottage was home to several notable royal figures, including the Queen's aunt and uncle, Prince Henry, Duke of Gloucester, and Princess Alice, Duchess of Gloucester. The cottage was home to the Prince and Princess of Wales before they moved into their Kensington Palace flat. William and Kate moved into the property after their 2011 wedding, and it was their eldest son Prince George's first home. They moved out in 2013, making way for Harry to move in. One Twitter user called out the Duke and Duchess for their complaints, noting a housing crisis that is hitting people across the UK. "I can't believe they're going to complain about the size of a house when there are people on the streets and living in temporary accommodation and people who can't afford to move out of their parents' home and people who are paying crazy money for a place the size of Nottingham Cottage," they said. As Harry and Meghan spoke about their first home, images gave viewers a rare glimpse into the private royal residence. One of the photos showed the prince posing in his ceremonial military uniform. In another, he can be seen relaxing in the garden, cuddling his dog and eating dinner. The Duchess was also photographed decorating the house, and, in another, she can be seen dressed up, seemingly ready to go to an event. As previously reported, the cottage was the location of Harry's proposal to Meghan, which saw him get down on one knee in the garden while the pair were cooking dinner. During the documentary, the couple also revealed they had a particularly famous visitor one afternoon. "Well, Oprah came over for tea, didn't she?" Harry said. When she came in, she sat down. She goes, "No one would ever believe it." Meghan laughed, saying, "No one would ever believe it." dog and eating dinner. The Duchess was also photographed decorating the house and, in another, she can be seen dressed up, seemingly ready to go to an event. As previously reported, the cottage was the location of Harry's proposal to Meghan, which saw him get down on one knee in the garden while the pair were cooking dinner. During the documentary, the couple also revealed they had a particularly famous visitor one afternoon. "Well, Oprah came over for tea, didn't she?" Harry said. "When she came in, she sat down, she goes, 'No one would ever believe it.'" Meghan laughed, saying, "No one would ever believe it.